I'm going to hold my thoughts. So we're coming in. It's a good thing we're not going to make you cry ever. And that is the promise that we give you. Welcome to the show that discusses movies, series, animations, and documentaries on the station that loves music and loves life. Make that movies as well. We are Smooth 98.1, and you're welcome to Film Focus. Let the drum rolls, maybe the tongues wag, and you're welcome to the station that loves music, loves life, loves movies. This is Film Focus, and on Fridays, we get to be with you on the airwaves, discussing, analyzing, reviewing, recommending, criticizing, and not holding it back at all. And that will be my analysts who are ever present, ever dependable, ever showing up, no matter the traffic, they make it happen all day, every day. So thank you for always being there. Now, for you who's just joining us, you're welcome. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun. Here for about an hour, we talk about everything that includes Nollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood, Collywood, Wakaliwood. I could never forget that one since Oris mentioned it, and all the woods that exist that we call the movie industries all around the world. So, welcome to join us. You are welcome. And WhatsApp line to send your messages to is 0911 999 0981. Again, 0911 999 0981. You can also join us on YouTube where we're currently streaming live. You can see my face, the face of the Arsenal jersey wearing man in the studio, and the one who has not shown his face virtually online. So at Smooth 9020 FM Lagos. At Smooth 9020 FM Lagos. So in the studio with us is the one and the only Oris. Good morning.
Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Lagos.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Irabor, hi. It's that thing again. I'm going to try to fix it. Can you hear me now? Wonderful. Mm? What kind of t-shirt? What kind of t-shirt? Yeah, voiceover workshop.
Nobody's offering you.
What kind of t-shirt do you want? It's it's not your size. I would have said I'll leave it in the studio for you, but it's not your size. I don't know if it exists in your size, but I'll see what I can do. No, you are a giant, Irabor. You're not fat. You've got the muscles in the right places, so you are a giant. So you're not fat.
Sorry, I just feel like a Democrat for a second there.
Yeah. All right. So welcome. We're going to start with the what you have been up to in the studio. So, Oris.
Yeah, you remember my name.
Gosh, sarcasm is your second name.
I've been seeing a bunch of stuff on the streaming platforms. I think on the orange one, what did I see? Oh, yes. The Pit, the Emmy winning. Yeah, it's the big Emmy winning series. Just I think a few weeks ago. Yeah, so I've been seeing that one still on the orange app, which is of course our homegrown app. There's also I saw the new episodes of episode because I missed one from last week. Task, a new series featuring Mark Ruffalo, which is quite nice.
Mark,
what else?
The green guy, Mark.
Who's the green guy?
Incredible Hulk.
There you go. Yes, that guy. Who else? Yes, and on the red app, let's see if I remember what I saw on that one. Yes, an old series called Master of None. Has Anzi's Ansari in the lead role, and is also the person who created it. Also trying to watch this rom-com for some reason. I don't know why. The Wrong Paris. Yeah, still haven't finished it. God help me. And at the cinemas, I did see the new.
Oh, he goes back to the cinemas.
The new film from PTA. Paul Thomas Anderson called One Battle After Another,
Hmm?
which I think was the number one film in the US over the weekend or so. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it. So nothing from Nollywood, sadly.
Why?
You guys need to woo me better.
Okay, I guess that's all we're going to talk about the state of Nollywood industry for today. But Irabor, what have you been saying?
So I saw Ginger
Ah,
in cinema. Um, ah, see, I saw the Serpent on the Hill. I mean, Serpent Hill. I saw that movie. That movie is not bad, though.
Serpent Hill.
That movie is not
what's
Who's
happened
is
to
that?
you?
the one with Kayode, directed by Kayode.
No, that's Serpent's Gift, I think.
Serpent Gifts. Yeah, yeah. That's not a bad film. I understand what people mean by the poster was somewhat misleading compared to what was shown in the film. They didn't really explore anything horrific, anything diabolical like that. You know, maybe a little bit in terms of what they expect people to do in the Igbo culture when, you know, the man dies or something. But it's not a bad film. It's comedic. It's relevant. It's good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, but you
But
traditionally
Ginger,
you are a Kayode Kasum fan, aren't you? Generally speaking.
what do you say?
You're a Kayode Kasum fan, aren't you? Broadly speaking.
Yeah, no, I respect his work, but
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy Afamifu now. Afamifu now,
Okay.
I think was scattered. Yeah, so no, I'm very even that movie, Kambili, I wasn't a fan of it. I feel that too was also
I didn't
scattered
even watch it.
and misplaced too. So I
Okay.
would criticize where he doesn't. I mean, beginning of Sole was a bit slow, but he picked up towards the end. So, but I'm a fan of his in the sense of he's young, he's refreshing. I mean, yeah, maybe Nollywood may have gotten to him in a bit, in a way. Yeah, but again, yeah, he's a solid director sometimes. I also watch Ginger. Ginger to me
Did it give you
is,
ginger?
yeah, it didn't give me ginger. No, it's that kind of thing where you have been making soup with like 5K before, then you now finally they gave you 150K to make one pot of soup, and you're like, yeah, you're gonna buy stockfish, you're gonna buy this, you're gonna buy this, you're gonna buy, you bought everything, then the soup didn't turn out well. You know, that's just what ginger is.
So,
It just was all over the place. The pasting was wrong, the editing was crazy. It was star-studded, but I didn't really like the acting from anybody. So many things were forced. I mean,
Who's the
it just
director?
was all over. This guy, Yemi Morafa.
Oh yes, yes, but I think this is a general problem with, I guess, young Nollywood when they have money to splurge on, or they have connections to make when it comes to casting. They almost always miss it. But I mean, I haven't seen
is
it.
it
I'm
just
just
the
going by what you're
casting?
saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I sorry, Irabor to button. When you said that, when you painted the or used the analogy of from 5K to 100K, I think it resonated not because I've seen the movie, but because I saw another person's review of it, and the person said the ginger was too much. And so I'm trying to understand what exactly went wrong. Is it just in
No,
terms
the
of,
ginger. Go ahead. Sorry.
please go on.
In terms of,
In terms,
okay. No, I want you to finish.
is it the casting? But I think you've
He just
mentioned
said,
parts of it.
he said as much actually.
So the casting is not an issue. It's just like when people say after all the hype, or why do people hype movies? Like, how else do you want to promote a film if you don't hype it? So
Yeah.
casting, if you want to go star-studded, I don't have an issue with a film being star-studded. If it's star-studded, are they doing what they're supposed to do in terms of helping us understand the character? Are they acting properly? Are they, executing? So I don't have an issue with star-studded cast. Promote your film however you want to do. But this Ginger, the Ginger film, I just wasn't excited about at the end of the day. I even spoke to about at least 15 people because the cinema was packed, and all the people that I spoke to, they told me that it was an anticlimax. Like, they just didn't understand the resolution of the film. They didn't understand the idea of the film at the end of the day. They just were just looking like, okay, is it a bunch of skit making ideas that you're trying to put together into a movie?
Yes,
Whoa.
but
Expecting to now
Whoa.
but yeah.
or something. But above all, it's still better than a Funke film.
Well, Irabor anyway, but
Ouch.
it's of the same theme. This idea of when you have stars in a movie, you kind of need to give them their own self-contained movies in the movie, which is how you get these skits movies that it looks like Nollywood seems to be promoting, I think, in recent times. It's unfortunate. I mean, I'll see it myself anyway, just to like form my own opinion of it. But I don't even doubt that any of this is entirely correct.
Well,
but if you really understand how the Nollywood audience is, Sha, because I feel that the Nollywood audience is broken down into people like Oris and Damilare and Seun. Then you also have those people who, you know, are lower middle class in the sense, and they don't just want to overthink on any concept of a film. They just want to just go and just laugh.
I'm lower middle class. Let's be right, please. I'm lower middle class, so you're talking about my people actually.
All right,
so
so
lower middle class. Come on, man.
I'm sure we're going to talk more about Ginger later on, as well as some other movies that are they are at the cinemas. I actually didn't even know about Ginger until I saw pictures of people getting ready for the premiere. So I wonder how many people are like me. And
well, Irabor has done them a favor now.
But did you know about it before?
I did, of course.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So interestingly, I think so far it's one of the heavyweights at the box office, if not the one that's doing the numbers the most for Nollywood, because it got about 82.8 million naira at the Nigerian box office.
And it opened when?
Yeah. That was just last week.
Can you imagine that?
That was just last week, because I know I saw this what it told me, and it's been a minute I saw her.
Yeah, you see, so I guess it works because I think normally
it will make money.
When we are discussing Nollywood business at the box office, I think the 100 million mark is like it's sort of like standard if for a film that will be successful or has been successful. And so if this is getting 82.8 within a few days, then I guess they're on their way.
It's actually got 78.9 million within 3 days. And I think that's one of the best so far for this year. And speaking of which, let me quickly take this one from Nairametrics, and then we get into the state of the Nollywood industry after we talk about what Nigerians are watching on the streaming platform. So according to reports, it said that in September, the box office slowed, closing at just 900 million naira. Because there's the comparison, right? Compared to where we're coming from. I believe it was last week that we talked about the report from Shokenji about how much has been done this year, over 1 billion, and then
2.1 or something.
I believe so.
2.9 for
2. So compared to last year, and now that it's slowed down for September, we'll try to understand and maybe ask our guest who's in the studio about what's happening and why September. So there is that as well. But quickly, let's talk about what Nigerians are watching at the streaming platforms. And then we understand what's happening with Nollywood industry. So we'll start with the indigenous one. So this is a part of the show where we tell you the top 5 or the top 10 movies that Nigerians are streaming on the platform, which again are not necessarily recommendations. They are just watching it. Sometimes some of them got newly added to the show or to the platform. Other times, some people just got multiple password, and other times...
You're dummy with faint praise. This is not fair.
Yeah.
Just say, this is
it's important. Context. Context, people. Context.
Not fair at all.
So on the Orange app, number 1 is Love Hurts. Number 2 is Elevation. Number 3 is Cleaner. Number 4 is Den of Thieves, while number 5 is Flight Risk. Those are the top 10 movies. Now, in terms of the top 5. Yes, because of Reese is here. That's why we're doing top 5.
Praise Jesus, by the way.
And in terms of the shows, number 1 is The Low Priest. Number 2 is Love Island Games. Number 3 is Mother of the Brides, while number 4 is The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Number 5, Close of Business.
Oh, sorry, just to give a little context on The Mothers of Bride, that's like a new series on the Orange app, and it stars the honestly great Gloria Anozie, by the way.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah, so that's why I needed to see that, because she's back, and I think she's the lead character in this particular series.
If that's supposed to make me watch it, maybe. All right, so in terms of the top 10 on the Red app, number 1 is, why did I almost say they play? Play Dirty is number...
Red app or the blue app?
The Red app. Sorry, the blue app.
There you go.
Thank you. So Play Dirty is number 1. Number 2 is From the World of Boys, Gen V is number 2. Number 3 is Hunting Jessica Brock. Number 4 is The Terminal List, Dark Wolf, while number 5 is Tenant. And
Amazon, sorry. Blue Up is such a funny place. I think they exist in a different planet from anything else. Such weird titles.
In terms of the top 10 TV shows on the Red app, number one is Wayward. Number two is Bon Appetit, Your Majesty. Listen, has had a long run there. Number three is Billionaire's Bunker. Number four is Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. By the way, did you see what Tyler Perry has coming out again?
Why did I get married?
No,
So yeah, why did I get married again? Yeah.
that's not just why did I get married again? There is one. I will try to pull it up. I saw it on Critic Hub's post. It's another movie that's going to involve another single woman who is going to see Shege in the hands of Tyler Perry. That will be out in December on the Red app. And I'm like, why?
Why do you say in the hands of Tyler? Is it the character? Why do you say in the hands of Tyler Perry?
You know, because so what? Why did I get that? You should see the poster.
All right.
No, she's dragging a suitcase
Okay.
alone on the road, and you can imagine what will come out as a result of Tyler Perry's.
That's what the matter is. If it works, it works. Sadly.
But
With what is
Tyler,
going in Black America, I think those stories are very relevant. So they need to hear what, because there's so many things going on there.
I don't know that Tyler is the one who's going to make them hear what, yeah.
I
But,
don't think so.
but
Because sometimes they feel like he has something against women's happiness.
well, but I've heard that this
No,
one,
it
on
doesn't.
on the Red app, I hear it's pretty good. I mean, I don't see it. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's pretty decent. This Beauty in Black, that is.
Okay, finally, 5, Alice in Borderland. Okay, I almost forgot to tell.
That's a new season, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it makes it to the Red app. Thin Line.
Yeah, I think a few days ago.
Whoop,
You
whoop.
must say I agree with
Yeah.
the project.
I'm going to watch it. 2 is Ruth and Boaz. 3 is Martins. Number 4 is The Waiter. It was number 1 last week. And number 5 is Organ Child.
So that means there's 2 Nollywood projects
Whoop, whoop.
in the top 5. Not bad.
All right, that said, let's welcome our guest in the studio, who you can already see his face if you're joining us on YouTube. He is a film business journalist, is a host, moderator, as well as the co-founder of Shock NG. Please welcome with us Akintunde Damilare.
Thank you
Good
very much.
morning.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Chill. How's it going?
Very well.
I can hear your chair, Irabor. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, so we're going to get right into it. I see that you're a little bit excited about what's going on. But first, I want to take you back to what I referenced. Why did Nollywood drop to 900 million in September?
I mean, obviously, we're starting to get to the biggest months in the industry. That's November, December. So definitely we're going to see a slow in numbers. So it means consumers are retreating back a bit before they come back out for the big splash from November to December. Also, we don't really have that much big heavyweight star-studded casting titles in September. The only big one we had was Ginger with a 3 hour, by the way. And it had 4.
3. I thought it was 2.
What?
It's 3 hours.
Ginger's 3 hours.
Why?
We'll get to that part later. But one of the exciting things I love about this film was it was, a joint financing project with 4 stars, Bisi Olayola, Bolaji Ogumola, Kiki, as well as Wumi Toriola. So those 4 big heavyweight entertainment stars came together to join financing with Captain of the Seas production, as well as Chapel Hill Denham. So again, it's very interesting to see how you have a star financing and a distributor financing / production company, and then you now have a proper film investor. And I mean, the numbers are up for it. We have close. I got word that the film has passed 100 million in a week, and that is very great, by the way, because on a normal day, average Nollywood movies do maybe 20 to 25 million. I mean, in their opening weeks or in their 7-day run. So this is fantastic. It's the biggest opening weekend we've had so far, aside from Timini Egbusun Real Love that also did 100 million in 3 days, as well as
There should be Ori there.
Ori, yes,
Yeah.
Ori Rebet, Muiwa's comeback. So yeah, exciting times. Hopefully the numbers go back up again by November, December. Even in terms of having the Nollywood, somebody trying to fight for the number 1 top spot at the box office. So yeah, I mean it's not a bad number, but hopefully we'll start getting back to our 1 billions every month by November, December to close out the year.
Yeah, I think that's almost definite actually.
Correct.
Now, I know that Oris and Irabor can't wait to ask you questions, but first, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate Ginger?
Right. So here's one thing about me, right? I rate films based off of the business decisions that they make,
Hmm.
and how well and how does that determine the commercial output of the film, and not necessarily from an consumer standpoint of view, because I'm a film business journalist, right? My ratings tend to go in based on how well commercially the film is doing, right? What are the numbers? What are the strategies? What are the how do I put it? And the casting faces, or the what you may call it, the production value and all of that jazz that goes behind the film. And so far, I mean, based on my metrics, I think the film is doing fantastically well. Based on consumer metrics, I think it's been a mixed review, where people are saying it's too much, or where people are saying it's not my taste, it's too much, or people are saying that it's too much. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I can't even wait to talk about one of the interesting insights from my table talk, where we're saying that you don't have the educated audiences in cinemas anymore. They're on streaming platforms, and that your bank exec, your film financiers, they're in work, they are going to the office, and on their weekend they just want to Netflix and chill. So we'll talk about that later.
Okay, so Aris.
I want to say that, of course, I don't think anybody should be asking him about the quality of the project. He has said as much. I don't think that's what he's thinking about when it comes to like these projects.
Right.
Because I was meant to say that of the two movies I had said earlier that are showing up currently on the streaming platform, I don't think any of them is really that good, to be honest. I mean, like, it
Based on your view, though.
The
Yeah.
Waiter and
I
Thin
was the one
Line.
speaking, so of course it's my view. Yes, Thin Line. Of course, I've seen both of them when they were in
Right.
the cinemas,
Right.
and leaves a lot to be desired. But here's the thing, and this is probably the biggest issue with Nollywood.
Right.
When you serve up stuff like this, while it makes money, it's primarily because of what you said earlier in terms of like maybe the strategies. Which, to be honest, is really easy. I take these people's fan base. No, I'm serious. I take this fan base. I take this fan base. I take this fan base.
Right.
The aggregating of those things, you kind of makes these things successful. However, if we want an industry that doesn't depend on these people's extracurricular star power,
Right.
Mhm.
we would need to make better projects. And that is the thing that I feel like I don't believe that is even, I guess, debatable. One, because the reason why this thing you said earlier about how the educated audiences are not at the cinemas.
Correct.
I think it's because they've been disappointed several times.
Mm.
You know what this means is, yes, I remember speaking to somebody who was actually in the last Yemi Morafa project, and she was saying to me that there is a lot of forgiveness that happens when Hollywood projects kind of have issues wrong with the plot, and Nigerians are not willing to extend that same thing to the local productions. And I was saying the only reason why this is the case is because Hollywood has given us so much. I can forgive a slip in Hollywood because over the years they've been excellent. It's difficult to do that for a local production because you've been there 5 times and all 5 times you've not been impressed.
Right.
So why am I going to go there the 6th time? There's another film that's at the cinemas talking about, in terms of, let's talk about money. My Father's Shadow, exactly at the cinemas.
I literally was about to tell you that My Father's Shadow is currently shown in cinemas, and the numbers hasn't been that
It's not
Yeah, we
even that.
talked
It's
about
not.
this
It's
last
not.
week.
I don't think it's even good.
So
to be honest.
that's your I mean that's your thinking man film, right?
Yes, but
Where,
that's okay.
and clearly
Mhm.
they are not coming up for it, even though they did the whole marketing and even NPR.
One, I don't think they
premiere.
did the whole marketing. To be honest. that's one.
I mean,
So-
you have to give them something, right?
No.
But-
I won't give them anything. I don't believe they did them. I was at the premiere, by the way.
Yeah.
And I saw you guys. I think I saw you guys at there
Oh,
as well. Anyway, but let's not get into that. Anyway, so I was at the premiere and I realized that look, there was something that was happening. Anyway, I don't know if I should talk about this on the radio. So let me let
Right.
it go. Let's just let it
Yeah,
go.
let's go.
Let's let it go.
Okay, so we're going to hold on. Irabor, do you have anything to contribute before I shoot with my next question?
I don't know why you guys don't want to spill the tea. Please say what you wanted to say. Me, I like gossip.
This is radio, not podcast. So
It's not gossip. It's just opinion and stuff.
Okay. Anyway, I side with what Damilare is saying and Oris as well. So, if we're going to look at posterity of the industry, yes, it's good to look at the numbers, look at the strategies, and all that. But now the thing is, what kind of quality do you want to ascribe to the industry? The films that are being released, if we're being honest, like even the #1 box office queen, if we put her film down and say, okay, let's analyze it in terms of quality and technical savvy, it's missing. So my issue is that they should now still do that same strategy of bring the celebrities, tap into XYZ audiences, no problem. but do a good film. Period. That's my own issue. So I don't think we need to just ignore it and say, okay, let them do the strategy, let them make money. The industry is making money. Yes, let's make money, but let's also make sense. These films are not good. Let's be honest. They are not good. And it's not even about trying to do.
I quickly wanted to add context to that. That if you're saying maybe story arcs, character development, and maybe a much more critical appeal, you might find out that some of the titles that our one of the big heavyweights at the big screen is almost not, like, I don't want to say not there, but like some of it are missing. But in terms of production value and technicalities, I think Funke has that on the lockdown. I just wanted to chip in.
I don't think that is entirely true. It depends what we're talking about.
No, I beg to differ on production value for Funke. Production value. So I was giving an analogy before about 5K soup and 100K soup. You can carry all the things you need for your soup and all that, but like the fact that you're seeing stockfish and oil and everything doesn't mean that soup is going to turn out great. So that's production value. Like, you see the production value of everything being put there, but it's not amounting to anything. So yes, she has the cameras. Yes, she has the crew. Yes, she has all the go, but nah, you get what I'm saying? Nah, I respect her. No,
Irabor. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. I'm just going to hold it and then say that the day that they will beat both of you on the road, I will not be there. But go on.
Just briefly. So this thing about Funke, it's the problem, I think, with Funke's project when it comes to like what you were saying about technical whatever, is that it's hit and miss. When she did the one that had, I think 2 movies ago, what's the name of that one?
A Tribe Called Judah.
Yes, so good. A Tribe Called Judah, and I think the Battle
on Booker Street. Correct.
Both of them, when you talk about if you're talking about technicality on the level of visuals,
yes,
I think they're quite impressive. Especially Battle of Booker. There's a particular thing that she did. I mean, of course, I can't remember what the DP was. There was a very, very great shot that, but I believe, like I reviewed it at the time last year. Everybody loves Jennifer. Has taken like a huge 3,000 steps back, and so that disturbs me personally, because I'm saying to myself that, how is it that now that we are finally tested that, you are actually the box office queen, at this particular stage, I would expect that, make the stories tighter,
right?
Give your audience value for their money and their time. Right. I feel like she spent so much money on this particular project, but none of it is actually showing up on the screen. I don't even believe the editing is great. So you're talking about technicality. I'm like, I have to struggle with that with this last project. I agree for the other two, but like this one, not at all. Not even
I think at the level that she's playing with, I think she's way better than average. I just want to establish that.
What average is this? What is he talking about? She has the biggest budget, I'm sure.
And here's the thing, right? So there's also context of whenever you're starting out a new IP property, and then whenever you're starting out like you're continuing a franchise. So what do you call it now? Everybody Loves Jennifer was a franchise, right?
And it's the last installment of the franchise.
Yes, and it means that she's bringing back the crew that shot Everybody Loves Jennifer, and that's on a quote and unquote a lower scale. Maybe it was for YouTube or it was for
God
TV.
bless you. Which was I said.
And that was how it passed on for a cinema. He brought the same team. Because obviously now, for respect, you guys have been working on this series for like 5 years. I should bring you along for the big screen experience, as opposed to a Battle on Booker Street where you're hiring a Jonathan Covell, who is the one that's doing cinematography for the top project on the Red app, as Sheila is saying. And it boils down to there are always context and histories behind who is taking on this project. Maybe a director, maybe a cinematographer, or maybe even a scriptwriter, right? And it shows in terms of how you guys, the critics, right?
It's not critics, no. I'm not a business member. I'm paying money for this.
How
the critics pan it, good or bad.
Okay, so Irabor wanted to say something earlier before I say what I want to say.
No, so what I'm trying to say is that I just want Nollywood producers like Funke Akindele to give us great movies that have great stories that are technically sound as well in terms of the production. So the fact that you have a good camera and it looks good because we are shooting in 8K doesn't mean that it's great production value. That's my own take.
Totally true. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about it. For instance, you did mention Battle on Booker Street, A Tribe Called Judah. For instance, if we want to take Funke Akindele as a case study, what does it take to achieve consistency and possibly increase in value, consistently being wowed. Not that we have to rely on the cult following or on the fans that have been built over time. You know, the truth is there are times that people show up to the cinemas not because the movie is that great, but because this
He's
person.
aware. He's aware.
Yeah.
He
So
knows
I'm
this.
saying, what does it take to have consistently good content being churned out in Nollywood?
Right. So now I think now you've asked me 2 questions. First question is, what does it take to build a cult following that converts at the box office? And then the second is now, how do you get
That
She didn't answer that.
the question will be, what does it take to have consistently good content in Nollywood?
one, funding, right? If you have a steady weight, I know you're shaking your head.
I'm going to-
But
I'm going to
let me
shoot you very soon.
Hold on.
I'm gonna shoot you very
let
soon.
me play you 2 scenarios that's happening in the industry right now,
All right,
which is
please.
a good study.
All right.
So you have a production company that is releasing films at the box office every year. If you don't know by now, there's something blocked, right? And this year they haven't made a film that's going to the box office. So maybe they are on a reorganizing mode. They currently they have a partnership with Film One on to be the streaming platform and all of that jazz. But again, right, let me just go straight to the answer. If you have a film production company who has funding for 10 years and their year 1, they don't get it right. Their year 2, they don't get it right. Their year 3, they don't get it right. Irregardless, they still have that funding. Maybe at year 4 or year 5, we start seeing significant improvements. Why? Because they failed behind. As opposed to an indie producer who doesn't know where the funding for his next film is going to come from. Yes, he's going to put in all of the creative jazz, all of the writing, all of the arts. But if there's something they say in Yoruba land that if money no day to back up pot or food where you want cook, and you're every day you're always thinking of money. And by the way, there's now how cinema project is where every scene has to have scale. Maybe are you shooting in a 6-story building, or are you shooting in a big mansion? And you don't want to be doing room and parlor films. It's money, Oris. And that boils down to the writing, where you're doing interior. This is a 6-bedroom mansion flat, and then maybe because there's no money, it cuts down to a 2-bedroom apartment in Lekki.
Okay. So
That's my context.
I'll try my best to be very, very brief. Now, here's the thing. One thing I must say about Nollywood is that the Nollywood problem that we're discussing is not a Nollywood problem, it's a Nigerian problem. I've said this on Twitter before that, look, the problem is that what it takes to be a great business person in Nigeria is exactly what it takes to be a terrible filmmaker in Nigeria. Those are the same things. So what I mean by that is that if you are thinking about the bottom line, every single if that defines your entire strategy, what that means is that you're going to try your best to cut corners. It works very much in business in Nigeria,
right?
Because think about it: the guy who is selling whatever, I think, what's their name? Anyway, let me not call brand names. Anyway, but the guy who is probably selling something smaller,
right?
Can probably say, hey, because they're not paying 2,000 naira for this particular rice, if I don't put enough Maggi, if I use this Maggi that's supposed to be for 2 meals for 3, maybe just maybe they'll still buy it because it's cheap. The people who are doing excellent food cannot take that kind of risk. Unfortunately, if you have that same mindset for making a movie, you're going to make a poor film. So what's happening now is that you have people who are making movies thinking about it like, okay, sheesh, what can we cut to make this thing work? Knowing that they have an audience that will take it whatever happens. Do you understand? So that's exactly right there is the issue. So but we can talk about this forever. To be honest, it's a big problem.
It's a big problem. It's also a catch-22 where, again, right, filmmaking is a business.
Yes, but wait, I must say this. Sorry, you must remember too that I don't think it's a money problem, because I tell people all the time in Hollywood, you think about movies that are successful as maybe 100 million, 50 million.
Right.
All those guys who are doing like horror movies, they are making movies for like $2 million, $750,000.
And that's because they have a model. They have a distribution model.
So you see,
that is I put a 2 million. So look at your what is it?
Weapons, or you don't talk about
weapons, or there's this even blue is it Blumhouse or
yeah, Blumhouse, yes. Jason Blum's company.
They have a horror picture every year, and they make money every year.
So you saw that? No,
why? Because they've cracked the distribution model.
Wait. I must say, wait.
Order,
on the Orange app now,
order.
there's a particular horror movie called what's it called? Late Night with the Devil.
Right.
That film takes place across just 2 locations, but the scale and the amount of money it made was remarkable only because the people who made it are thinking about all of those things. We are not thinking Nigeria.
Boris, you
However-
promised to make it short.
Okay.
However,
Yeah.
if you go
Nothing
and look
further.
behind that project, there's a Hollywood studio producer that is backing
And
up
we,
that project.
and we have big distributors who are backing these projects too in Nigeria. Let's not forget that.
Distinguished,
Can
what
I-
do you want to say? Yes, please.
Yeah, so I just want to chip in. So the reason I even reference Funke in this discussion is because she's, top of the top. So I'm not even criticizing, I've said it several times on the show, I'm not criticizing indie filmmakers, like people that produce Yahoo Plus or whatever. Like, I'm not criticizing those guys. I will talk about the Inkblots, I'll talk about the Trinos, and I'll talk about the Film Ones and the Funkes and the Twins. Those are the people I'll talk about, and the Moabudus. That's where I would mention that, okay, you guys are not doing this thing well based on the resources you have. It's not going to be anything difficult for them to even just go and get funding from sponsors, even for their premiere or even for the films that they're shooting. So if you have the resources and you have the funding now, and you have the followers and you have the box office numbers, why not now sit down and say, okay, let's now start making more money, but let's make better films. That's what I am saying. So all those other indie filmmakers, they can strive and try to cook their soup for 5K. I would applaud them. I would respect it. I won't criticize them the way I'm going to criticize somebody who had an extra 200 million naira to their budget. That's my point. Because this same thing that Oris is saying, even if they give our producers $200 million to create a film, they are still going to create this same type of film.
Exactly. We must remember
and
this.
expect that you are supposed to take it because that's what it is. It's the same thing across board in our industries. So that's what I'm trying to say, that excellence needs to be instituted. That's my point. That's it. So that when you are doing something, you are, look at us in the studio now. Look at everybody has their respective things now that they do. Whether 9 to 5 or side hustle, you are not going to want to do anything palasa because you know where you're coming from and you know the kind of brand that you're trying to put out there. If it's a case of money, we would even understand that, okay, now because of money. If not, we know what you're supposed to do when the money is there. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, and I respect all these people that I'm even talking about when I say, oh, Funke's film is not good or blah, blah. I'm not saying that Funke is a bad person. But again, they too don't like to take criticism. When you tell them something that is bad, they're actually expecting going to go and shoot 200 million naira film. They're expecting the Red App to give them 500 million naira in this. Meanwhile, their film is with Peter Dochi and Kanayo in the village. Now.
Okay, thank you, Distinguished. We appreciate you. At this point, we have to take a breather. And when we come back, we need to ask Damilare. You've been having your podcast now for
Table Talk
with a number of gentlemen and women in the industry. So
Absolutely.
you tell us what it is that you have found out. You tell us what you found out.
Awesome.
In case you're just joining us, you are listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1, and you can join the conversation. Tell us which part of it you agree with or disagree with. WhatsApp line to send your messages to will be 0911 999 0981. We'll be right back.
I think this is more like film choreo than film choreo.
Guys, I'm going to turn off your microphones.
Film choreo.
What?
Film wahala. Film wahala.
Bruhaha. This is not family bruhaha. This is film bruhaha.
Oh my God.
All right.
Dynamic maestros and let music be your favorite.
You're on YouTube. So whatever you can't say on YouTube, don't say it now. Okay.
And
It's your smooth drive home with soothing soul music.
And I'm like, yo,
great
it's
spice
all
of
coming,
jazz,
it's like
few
this,
toppings
it's
of
like that.
rhythm and blues, and everything else radio
I don't
friendly
understand what you guys.
that you enjoy.
So part of the thing is, yes, they think they want to take the Oyibo strategy into Nigeria, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
My name's Adesu Atomi, and you are listening to Smooth 98.1.
I didn't know where to start from. I really don't know where to start from.
Ready? We're back on.
Where are my notes?
Love music, love life, love movies, and a little bit of the film brouhaha and Nollywood higihaga going on in the studio right here. It's Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. The time is now 45 minutes past 11 o'clock, and we have been talking about what's going on in Nollywood industry as touching the quality that we consistently put out there, and mentioning some of the big names and holding them accountable, which is something that Oris and Irabo have never failed to do. And we appreciate them. But please remember, every opinion stated here are solely the opinions of Irabo Okosun, Oris, and in this case, Akintunde Damilare.
Okay, now you're training us on that.
Not,
I love it.
She's like,
they in no
I love
way
it.
represents Smooth FM.
like, please,
Disclaimer.
people should just.
All right, so
Hey, wow.
no, because we need to maintain individual identity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Anyway.
All right, so
please.
Damilare, tell us some of the things that you have, some discoveries that maybe left your jaw on the table during your tabletop conversations with some of the Nollywood insiders.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hugh, and good afternoon or good morning again to Lagos. So 2 months ago, we invited some of the top filmmakers, storytellers, showrunners, and directors, and even critics as well, to our table talk where I was host, and we were talking about the state of the industry in 2025. And you know, the way the table talk work is we have 5 pillars in which we asked our guests to review the industry on. So there's on the table there was 0 to 5 cards, and we talked about talent capacity development. We talked about infrastructure. We talked about exhibition and distribution. We talked about funding and financing, and then we talked about institutional and government support. And based off those 5 pillars, right, we really uncovered some interesting insights about the state of the industry. Number one, we realized that risk appetite for investors are currently low because of streamers exiting the business, where we've had commissioning and licensing titles drastically reduced, which means that demand generation is currently low. And of course, filmmakers still want to tell stories, right? But the number of buyers on the table right now is not really appealing right now. Also, we have one of our top filmmakers on the program. His name is Bibi Sassower, Bread of Life. Stunning film. Oris, tell me you agree.
Breath of life.
Tell
Let
me
me
you
say that I
agree.
know the film too.
And you know, Bibi says he's no longer directing anymore. That he just wants to, you know, produce and look for the next big talent that will come out of the Nigerian film industry and take them to the global stage. Because I think his company is now financing a $2 million picture, and they are trying to get distributors from the
Oyibo land.
Obodo
Oyinbo. And you know, it's an interesting strategy of they want to take a Nigerian Uber driver, maybe in Canada or in Toronto, and set a picture from there. So you have a context of Nigerian, but the film is set in the proper world of maybe it's in Canada, or it's in Italy, or it's in Peru, and all of that jazz. And I think
this is the strategy they want to adopt for like the story itself.
not necessarily the story, but how do you take a diasporan audience and put them in a proper big picture that would appeal to global audiences? So there's context, there's nuance as a Nigerian, but the story itself
is set up there.
exactly. It's set up there. And I think that's like pretty interesting. We also have Omo Midada, who is also starting a production studio. She's now
Interesting.
she's one of the biggest box office draws from last year and this year as well. Yeah, she is Omomi. And then
anyway, please go.
Oris is going to interrupt me.
I'm sorry. I won't.
For every interruption, a punch.
And
I
she's
won't
saying
anymore.
she wants to tell local heritage stories, indigenous stories, and she also wants more control as an actor and actress in the business of the entertainment business industry. We also talked to the power couple, Daniel and Toyosim F. Young. Daniel, who is now stepping into the director's boots, and he gave the industry a 3/5 in terms of talent and capacity development, where we do have the talent, right? But it's just that how do we utilize this talent to the best of our abilities is what's still a little bit shaky. Toyosi gave the industry I think a 1 in terms of financing. That yes, there's finance, right? But it's not getting to the right people at the right time.
I'm interested in that one.
And the context basically she was providing. If you watch it, I think that's episode 2. If I'm not
This
mistaken.
is
on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. And basically she was saying that there's finance for entertainment, right? There's money on the table, but the money is not going to the right people. and he has seen it over and over again, where she's in rooms where you see somebody who's well packaged, has a deck, looks well polished, and speaks the good words, and gets in there, make the deal, and take the bag, as opposed to somebody who's just a filmmaker who doesn't even understand finance structure, who doesn't even understand the rainfall shower or rainfall tap, where if a film makes money, who gets the profit first, and who's the first person to get the profit, and who's the last person to get the profit. Like
Damilare, please let me butt in terms of the finance.
Right.
Give me more details about the financiers: private individuals, corporations, organizations, government.
Right. So the way it works is, right now there are majorly private investors who maybe they have a certain number of cash in the bank, and they feel like, oh, entertainment is something I've been wanting to do, or maybe Nollywood is something I've been wanting to do, right? But because they don't understand, if I put my money in year 2025, when am I going to get my money back immediately the next year? Absolutely not. Am I going to get my money back in 5 years? Maybe. Again, back to the distribution model, we've still not really hacked in how you put a film product, make a film, and how does it make money. We've really not cracked it yet. So there are financiers, of course. There are investors like Chapel Hill Denham, private investors, and NBC, I think, is also in the game as well. And then, of course,
MBO.
MBO, I beg your pardon, MBO. And then even the guys that made a good deal from the Black Book, Anako.
Yeah.
So it's not even Anako, but like
The guys who are behind the long list of
the
tech
long list
people.
of tech people. I think they got their money back, and those are the type of individuals who have the money, and they are always, they really don't know how to put that money back into films.
What are the insights? Is that the end of the insight?
So we also have JJC Skills, as well as Femi Ogunsowo and Bolaji Ogunmola. So Bolaji made a film earlier in the year called Summer Rain, and it was very shocking how the sort of like quote unquote the people at the cinema, the exhibitors, so people that own cinema houses, they're called exhibitors, the way they treated her film, because they felt the film wasn't star-studded enough, and they didn't give it enough showtime. They didn't give it enough attention.
This is a normal problem all the time.
And then, of course, you also talked about that friend's film, Adenike. They had a Netflix deal, which was, youth-owned, and the film didn't make.
Adenike, who's that?
Adenike, that's Oluwaseun now. She made a film. I'm trying to remember the film now. It was the Netflix branding had already been there. Already showing on Netflix platform, and then the deal was rescinded, and now the film is now showing on YouTube. And they talked about how tough that was. And then we have JJC Skills, who interesting, ex-husband of Fuki Akindele, now in his director producing
Hakim,
era.
right?
Yes, Hakim Seeking Justice.
Oh, okay.
Action picture with Demi Okolawan. And he was talking about, again, financing and distribution and exhibition, and how he had to almost wear every hat by himself. Majorly, the picture was funded by him. And of course, it was an action picture, which, again, we haven't really cracked action pictures.
We've not cracked it.
I'm happy you can admit this one. Finally.
And
finally, he can say this.
He was saying, so his process was interesting when he was sharing on the table talk, that he actually shot the film with no stars. So the stars watched the film, and then they now made the original picture. So they shot the film with, like, is it body doubles or what do you guys standings?
Yeah.
And they saw, okay, this is the move, this is the stunt, this is before it now. So he shot the picture twice. And I find that very, very interesting.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, like you said, we haven't figured out spectacle. Actually, we haven't figured out. We haven't figured it out at the cinemas. It's unfortunate.
And then finally, we had Femi Ogunsowo, who's the showrunner for Multi Choice, and he was talking about how he made his first picture, I think 10 years ago, with Dario Lighton. By the way, where's Dario Lighton? I don't know where he is.
Good question. He had that thing with Kari Kasamba. I'm not sure what's happening now.
We'll come back to that. But he was just talking about how the same challenges he faced 10 years ago at the big screen, it's the same thing that he's facing, that other, like his fellow co-producers are facing.
Ojukokoro, right? That was his first film.
Ojukokoro, that's correct. So, and of course, he talks about those new shows, which I think is currently now showing on Africa for Magic, Low Priest, as well as some interesting titles. and all of this. So yeah, pretty interesting
And
stuff.
we can find this on YouTube.
Absolutely, you can go on there, find it on YouTube, and watch it. Episode 1 to 4 is currently showing on YouTube. We have, I think, 7 more episodes, and it's going to be interesting, right?
What's the YouTube channel?
Shock Africa.
Okay, now have you gotten? Well, it's obvious, but again, to be double sure, have you gotten the part where you talked about the politics in Nollywood? I'm interested. in
Right.
that.
So again, I think you have to watch the show to really find out, because I don't want to misquote
Okay.
in terms of how. So we also have, my God, we had James Omokwe. James Omokwe is director of Ostamide, who's
Mhm.
making his big screen comeback. And I asked him, James,
Comeback. Was he there before?
yeah, he made he had a box office
Oris.
picture that I think they made Just More Millionaire at the box office.
What year was this? You remember?
I can't.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'll
I
find it.
don't want to misquote.
No, that's
Don't
fine, that's
listen
fine.
to Oris. Just
No. I'm
stick
just
to what you
saying.
want to say.
I know James Omoka. I know everybody is mentioned. So just like, okay. I
So
know about the film.
this is his box office comeback, Osamide, coming out in cinemas. I think October 17th or 14th, and I'm super excited to see how that went, because they also went in an interesting choice of distributor, which is now led by Moses Babatope, and they didn't go with the popular guys.
Or they went with now.
Yeah, they went with now. So that's also another interesting context of distribution play. But yeah, super excited for you guys to watch the show. We had 25 guests in total, and 11 episodes. 1 to 4 is currently showing on Shock Africa on YouTube, and we're releasing more episodes as the week goes by.
Gentlemen,
Great.
I wish we could continue this conversation, but let me allow Irabosi any little thing on his mind.
No. Me, I'm just laughing. The banter between Oris and Damilare. I mean, it just gives me small vacation time to watch and laugh. No, but really, we keep talking about the landscape of Nollywood. We just mentioned Funke and Co. Even in the area of covering Nollywood, I mean, I'm happy that Shock is around. I'm happy that Nollywire, what kept me up, film Efiko, everybody, like, it's needed, film focus, because in as much as these guys are doing these films, people need to know about it. People need to be aware of these platforms. People need to know what is happening, the funding and everything. So, I look forward to watching more episodes. There are a few people in this industry that when I hear them do something, I'll be interested. So Damilare is one of them. Oris, of course, is one of them. Presley and some other guys, Dami Dawson and the rest. So I'm happy about everything that's going on in Nollywood. We should just keep, being civil. And all these guys that we're talking about, they too should just understand that we come from a place of love. That's it, really.
Distinguished, it's been good having you. Thank you very much for the engagement and the back and forth. We are grateful. As we wrap it up, final recommendations. What should Nigerians watch? And please, nobody should mention Hollywood today. Or is that particularly
Thin
directed
Line.
to you?
Watch Thin Line. Thin Line is a different film. Uche Montana, she really deserved our AMVCA nomination for Thin Line.
You. Okay. I do not agree, but but I'll say, what should you watch?
Nollywood, because you came in with all Hollywood's recommendations. Stick to Nollywood.
What is the new project? Yeah, so please, so it's still at the cinemas. My Father's Shadow. Please see My Father's Shadow at the cinemas. It's still there. It was our very first film to show up in the official competition at Cannes. So please see My Father's Shadow.
Interesting. Also, Oscar's nomination. We didn't talk about that, but
Yeah, you just took my thought.
Come next week. But that's a big subject. That's a big subject.
It is a big subject.
Sorry, I need to say
Sad.
something because you brought this up. Okay, sorry, my network is
Seconds.
so I don't know if I can talk or anything.
Second.
I
Okay,
want to
sorry.
give my recommendations to work.
Damilare, Oris, the reason we're talking about quality is for this Oscar thing. Like, we don't even have something to put forward.
Was he now?
That's where I'm even coming from. Like, we don't have anything.
Of
right.
course, it makes money.
No,
so Damilare
I
is
think
fine.
I think I'll come back for another episode to talk about that, because that's technical stuff. But recommendations, there are a lot of good African magic shows that are coming up. Low Priest, Mother of the Bride, really great stuff. I think that's where our real Nollywood storytelling is really even showing up, where they have a proper writer.
On the Orange app, by the way.
On the what's Orange app? I'm so sorry, I'm using this. But please, Mother of the Bride, Low Priest. There's even a dance film by Unlimited LA, one of our top music directors, Rise Again. It's coming out.
Okay, it's
coming out soon. You guys should please go to Africa. Go to I don't want to promote myself, but we have October titles coming out. You guys should go ahead and check it on shockng.com. Just watch it. That's where good stuff really is. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
and now for the social media handles. Are you on social media?
Yes, so you can follow, first of all, follow Shock NG for anything.
So much for not promoting myself.
if you really want to get the business of Nollywood and understand where the business is really at, follow Shock NG. My personal handle, which is new, is Damilare POV, and I think that's it. And Shock Africa. That's it. I think that's it.
Oris?
Yeah, and as I always say, catch me online, not on the street.
Catch him on the
And
street,
it's-
drag his
and
shirts.
and it's catch Oris, CATCHORIS on Twitter.
How are you doing with your followers, Irabor?
I'm not even dealing with social media again.
Are you
I'm
back?
tired of all this. I came back. They took one day. I came back again. I'm tired. I beg.
Don't give up, my brother.
I'm tired.
Hashtag Zuckerberg.
Irabor goes to 100. That's how I keep it.
All right, thank you so much for your time this morning, now afternoon. Next week, we'll return on Film Focus from 11 till 12, right here on Smooth 98.1. But you know the Casbah is on, and we need to enjoy our golden oldies on the Casbah, so please join me as I entertain you from 12 p.m. till 4 p.m. on the Smooth Station. My name is Oluwaseun.
This is your mission.
Oh, Damilare.
Choose to accept.
That was
a lot. Is it always like this?
Oh, worse on some days. Worse on some, and I have just two of them.
May God have mercy on your soul.
You guys are big. How's it going? Hey, Irabor, why you not here?
Cowboy.
Good
Life
question.
moves pretty fast.
Good question, because he was trying to avoid the fight apparently, and he worked out well.
Wow. Anyway,
But I mean,
thank
look,
you so
it's
much.
a
Really,
great thing.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, I was going to pick a fight for you for showing up late.
So sorry. So sorry. There was a bit of traffic. There's some Yaba diversion going on.
Or which side?
But yeah,
Can you help me stop the YouTube
care
stream?
roundabout Sabo? So sorry.
Okay,
They are
road,
fixing the road.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Get it.
there's a lot.
I can imagine. The problem anyway, like I keep saying,
Yes.
we don't have a lot of